Hi, class. This is Professor Lee, and welcome to this course, CIS-17A. And this is sort of the second course in this series of C++ programming courses. And I hope you'll enjoy this course, learn as much as you wanted. Um, so I've been thinking about how I should start with this course. One of the things that I usually do is to introduce myself. And previously, I've done a fairly brief introduction of myself, and I think this pandemic has put a sort of a distance between us when we teach this online, and it's sort of difficult to um, build that special connection when uh, are together in a physical classroom. And this might help a little bit and perhaps bring us a little closer. And so let me, maybe do a little bit more of introduction myself this time. As you see, my name, T. Lee, and this is fairly obvious to most of you that it's a Chinese name. Yes, I grew up in China. Um, and I went to a university in China that's a engineering school. I studied computer science there, and that is a what they call the MIT of China. Fairly difficult to get into, but uh, it's a great school. And then after that, I went to grad school at Arizona State University. Initially, I got into this PhD program, but then I left after just about 2 years of studying, and I enjoyed my time there. And then after that, I started working in the Santa Barbara area, and then um, there's a change of hands of the company a couple of times, and in total I worked about 12 years in the industry, and then while I was still working, I started to get a MBA degree at CBU here. Uh, it was a little bit difficult to juggle the time because you know you got life, you got work, and then you have to be studying this intensive. Those are 8 week 8 week semesters or sessions for the MBA classes at SABU. Fairly fast paced, and then since March, as we know, pretty much everything went distance learning for students, and so I went through that. So if some of you are working, I know what it's like, to work and also study. Um, so I got into teaching, basically last year, and so this is not necessarily a surprise. Okay, why would you be teaching? Uh, you know, I had a very good career. I really enjoyed um, doing software development. Um, I worked on many different projects over the years, and they had a great impact on other businesses that use the software that my company produced. The teaching really, went back to when I was in my junior year in back in China, in the university where I studied, and I got into this student-led nonprofit organization called TECC, short for Technology and Education Connecting Cultures, where I met students from Stanford, Harvard, uh, and in one of our first projects, I was sort of the part of the initial leadership team of that organization at the chapter of my university, sort of as a cross is a multi-university type of organization. And so we had this project called the Summer Institute. We went to the western part of China, which is sort of the poor area of China where it's underdeveloped, and the students there lack, a lot of resources. They don't have access to uh, many books. They don't have access to, they have no library. They have very limited access to computers. Well, actually, some of the schools that we visited at that time, they didn't have any computers. And later on, we actually donated many computers to them and also helped them establish a library with the books. We shipped from Beijing and Shanghai, different places, because we, as students at the time, we felt, sort of privileged to study in some of the best schools in China, and we could do a little bit to help those in need. And so we spent 2 weeks in this province called Gansu, which is, uh, if you know the geography of China, you probably, otherwise it's probably too much to explain at this point. So it's the western part of China. It's pretty out west, and mountainous region. And we actually, so we were split into two teams. One was to basically teach them the computer courses and really help them become a computer literate. To teach them a little bit basic skills about computers. Well, actually, we did not teach the students, and we thought we would have a greater impact teaching the teachers, because those teachers will stay in their career for a long time, and they could, bring positive change to students for many, many years. And if we were to train the students, and then we would have to do this, in a much more massive scale. And of course, when we started, we were a very small team. We had about just a dozen people that went there. And so, besides the computer science literacy course, and we also had English education, so where the foreign students could participate and teach, well, in collaboration with some of the students from local universities. And so we spent a very good time there, and it's amazing how much I enjoyed teaching, uh, educating the teachers, and high school teachers, the adults. So that's what got me started with a taste of in teaching, inspired, and it's only many years later I could come back to this, and I really enjoy teaching. And mind you, you don't get paid much for teaching, but it's very rewarding. Yeah. So it depends on what you're looking for. Undoubtedly, some of you may become teachers one day. Maybe you teach, K through 12, kids, or college students, and um, it's a great experience. And so this is why I do what I do. Um, I guess that's enough about me. All right. All right. Okay. So for the first thing we want to do probably is to go through the syllabus, and I've asked you to read this, and I'll just probably go through this with you again, highlight a couple pieces. So there's a Zoom link at the top of the syllabus. So that is going to be the meeting where you can attend if I invite you to a live recording session, or in my office hour where you can join, my Zoom meeting, so we can have a face-to-face chat. You may email me through Canvas or just directly to my email address. Um, I ask you to start the subject with the course name, so that helps me sort the emails properly automatically. And you may message me through text, if that's what you need. But I would say email probably is usually a better format. Again, also I've established a discussion board on Canvas. And in fact, if your question is not a personal question, I would encourage you to use that discussion board, because what I know is the questions that you ask, many other students probably have the same questions too, and it's going to benefit everyone. And so I encourage you to participate in the discussion board. And actually the discussions, your participation is graded, because I know if it's not graded, I know some of you probably are not going to participate, but this is really for your own good. I would encourage you to, be active and ask questions and answer other questions, just interact with each other, not only get information from me. Now, so I'm gonna go just skip to the plan. This is a very short semester. We only got 6 weeks. So we will be basically making progress every day, and I hope you don't procrastinate. It's important that you follow along and don't fall behind. There isn't too much wiggle room for falling behind. It's just very short, compared to 16-week semester in the spring and the fall. This is a very short. But we still have the same amount of content to cover, and hope we'll do this together and have a good semester. Okay. Now, so this is the topics of each week is putting here. And as you know, sometimes I notice there will be, some adjustment, but probably not deviating too much from those topics. But this minor adjustment may have to be made depending on your progress and feedback. So I remain flexible to tailor the content to your needs. So I have this a survey in the beginning, that the entry survey. I may conduct more surveys throughout the course to really just get a pulse of your progress. And that helps me decide where to focus on a bit more. And that really is, it's going to be more effective if you participate. I know you more. The more I know you, the better I can teach this course. So the textbook is this a book by Horton and Van Weert called The Beginning C++ 20. It's a series of C++ programming books. This is actually the 6th edition for this book. Well, the title slightly changes, but it's the same series. And this book, if you want to get a physical copy, you can, but I think it's perhaps easier and much more fast if you just get an electronic copy, and then it also kind of is easier for you to, sometimes if you need to copy paste something. But it's up to you, and I know some of you probably study better, read better with a physical copy. And and you want to have a decent computer for programming. One of the things that you're going to be doing is programming a lot, right, in this course. That's what you expect. And so I'd like to know in that survey what kind of computer you're using, so that I can provide proper instructions to you. Now the grading, so if, I have 4 parts of the things that are graded: participation, 10%, assignments, 40%, labs, 30%, and then there's an exam. It's a very short semester, there's going to be just one final exam. That's a 20%. And there may be an extra credit assignment with 5% at the end. Depends on the need, and I'll make that judgment call toward the end. We'll see. So, and then a couple of policies. Attendance. Now, of course, attendance is optional. This is most of the lectures are going to be recorded. Today I'm recording with this video on, and I may not turn on the video all the time. It's unnecessary in some situations, but I'll see most of the time that you probably will hear my voice, but this video you'll see my face. And again, I encourage you to come to the office hour just to have a little chat, even if it's just a drop in to say hi, or if you have questions. Again, don't wait until the office hour to ask your questions. Use the discussion board and to engage with me. Okay. Late submission is not accepted for this course. This is 6-week semester. This is going to be because the semester is so short, we just have to move along relatively fast. But if you truly have emergency, some special circumstances, then let me know. I may consider only a 50% deduction if that is a reasonable cause for the late submission. So there's a standard, couple of pieces of policy. Of course, you should not plagiarize. The academic integrity is obviously goes without saying, and being a student, it's not all about the grades, and the grades are important that at a certain level, because you need the grades to get into to do transfer and there's other things. However, if you really put in your efforts, your grade will show your effort, and you're going to get as much out of this class as much you put in. This the learning experience, most of the learning is from you, and I'm here to guide you, to help you, but I cannot learn it for you, right? You have to learn it yourself. And this is a safe place, and it's okay to make mistakes. So yeah, I expect you to uphold that integrity, and that's the same for every course that you study. And accessibility information is over here. If you need accessibility, you have a concern here, and let me know if you need a special accommodation as well. So that's pretty much it for the syllabus, and I'll close out this video. This is about introduction and the syllabus. Okay, bye.